Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that we link with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by boohooMAN. See here, rocking one of their hoodies, loving their stuff. Especially for everybody watching the show today, if you look in the link in the description, are 40% off if you use the AFTV code off of anything from boohooMAN. Also, we're running a free competitions at the moment, right? If you go to the Bias Premier League show, which featured Swans, which is a brilliant show, by the way. You've got to check that show out. We're giving away a £500 boohooMAN voucher in that. We've got a SuperFan Debate coming out later on with Liverpool fans, where we're going to be giving away a £750 voucher. And tomorrow in the final, the Community Shield, should I say final, we're going to be giving away a £1,000 boohooMAN voucher. So jump all over that if you want to kick yourself out for, well, I should say the winter's coming now, isn't it? It's like, you know what, I was just thinking today, this weekend, it's a bank holiday weekend in the UK, it'd be carnival, man. Oh, it's always sort of for me, the official end of the summer. No carnival this year, of course, because of the coronavirus, but we do have football returning with the Community Shield tomorrow. And ahead of the Community Shield, Mikel Arteta, of course, was answering a lot of questions to the media and some very interesting quotes. He spoke about a lot of players. He was asked lots of questions. He was asked about Aubameyang. He was asked about, various players, but some of his quotes here on the Aubameyang thing, this was his quote on that. He said, I keep being positive. We have some really good talks with him and his agent. I'm pretty confident we're going to find an agreement soon. That's my feeling. Again, from what I've heard, that's been done. On Gabriel, again, very positive news. He says, I keep being positive. We have some really good talks with him and his agent. I'm pretty confident that a final agreement, that's the same thing. You know what? More or less the same thing he said. Basically, he's saying that, you know what, the deal for Gabriel is done, right? So that deal's going to get done as well. When they're going to announce it, that's the the thing about Arsenal, why does it take Arsenal Football Club so long to announce a deal? Player comes over, does a medical, it still takes about a week before anything comes out. You see like Chelsea, you'd be like, oh, Chelsea linked to Ben Chilwell. The next day you see a picture he's signing, to get Thiago Silva's link. Next day he's holding up a shirt. I mean, why do that things always take so long? But the Gabriel thing it couldn't even get announced today. I was told it was going to get announced yesterday. I was told that Aubameyang new deal was going to get announced today. As far as I know, both of those are sealed. We're just waiting on the announcements. And I think that's why Arteta was being pretty coy on both of them yesterday. Doesn't want to say it ahead of the announcements for them, but hopefully they'll get announced today ahead of the Community Shield. Interestingly, also asked about Ainsley Maitland-Niles, of course, and some interesting quotes from him on Ainsley as well. He says, we're reading a lot of news about our players, which is not bad, that other clubs want him, but Ainsley, he's a player that I've said since I've joined that I really like. The best way to show that is that I played him in the most important games of the season and he responded very well. So that's where we are with the player. Now, I got some news on that. I got some good news on that because I was speaking to an extremely good source to do with Ainsley. He told me that the Wolves deal completely rejected by Arsenal and is not going to be happening. Arsenal, of course, were willing to sell Ainsley, but are not willing to sell him for that low price. Also said to me, and this one very interesting, that Manchester United were interested in Ainsley. They were sniffing around Ainsley as well, but that's not going to be happening. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is staying at Arsenal. Unless some big offer comes in, he will be staying at Arsenal. He should be starting, he will be starting in the Community Shield tomorrow as well. And Ainsley is staying put. And I think that is good news. We need to keep hold of Ainsley. I mean, there's a long way to go in this transfer window. and things can change again. You know, I mean, a big offer could come in for him, which Arsenal find hard to refuse. But at the moment, you heard the words from Arteta there. And as I said, I've heard it from very, very good source that Ainsley is staying. He doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay at Arsenal. He believes in Arteta. He believes in the project. And you can see there that Arteta believes in him. As he said, I started him in the 2 most important games of the season. And also he delivered. Why would you want to get rid of a player like that? Interestingly, though, it looks like Bellerin possibly could be leaving. Juventus, the latest club to be really interested in him. Apparently, he is their #1 target. They need a right back, and they've identified Hector Bellerin and their new manager, Pirlo, of course, the legendary Pirlo, wants him. Now, Arsenal said to want about £27 million for Bellerin. Remember, he's still got a long contract. He's still young. You know, Hector Bellerin's been in the Arsenal setup since he was, come through the ranks as a youth ranks. He's still only 25. So that's a great age. He's still, you could say he hasn't even hit his prime yet. He's still got more to go. We know he's had the bad injury and he's still coming back from that. But yes, Juventus said to be very interested in him. PSG have also inquired about him. They're desperate for a right back. Munier moving on from PSG. And as I said, Arsenal said to want about £27 million for him. I can't see them getting rid of both Ainsley and Hector Bellerin. Obviously, Cedric, it was announced this week that he's signed. So Cedric's the one right back, but they're going to need 2 right backs. It's either Hector Bellerin or Ainsley by the looks of it. And Ainsley, when you think about it, he can cover both flanks. But then Hector, again, another real popular player around the club. I don't think a lot of fans would like to see him leave as well. Although it's a bit split. There are some fans who say, well, maybe it could be time for him to move on. But he is an experienced guy. Even at the age of 25, he's definitely a big lover of Arsenal. Will Hector move on? Certainly, it does look like Arsenal sort of touting him out there. As I said, they offered him to PSG. Will he end up at Juventus? It's going to be really interesting to see. Arsenal definitely willing to sell some players to raise funds. And Hector Bellerin would raise a lot of money because he's a very well-established and well-known player. So let's see how that one pans out. But Juventus, the latest club to be really interested in him. Now, Thiago Alcantara, of course, winner of the Champions League with Bayern Munich, said to be on his way out of the club because he's only got a year left on his deal. They are willing to let him go. Now, Liverpool the favourites to sign him, but their Bayern chief yesterday, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, coming out and saying that they've had absolutely no contact from Liverpool at all. So, saying, yeah, we're willing to let him go, but no contact at all from Liverpool. They want about 25 million for him. He's 29 now, but he's still an excellent player, a really, really good player. If there's been no contact from Liverpool, does this open it up for Arsenal to move in and try and get this deal done? Of course, I think Arsenal would prefer to get Dani Ceballos, but we don't know 100% yet what's happening with Ceballos. He could be going back to Madrid. What do you guys think? Do you think that Thiago Alcantara will be a good fit at Arsenal? Alcantara next to, say, Xhaka. That might be a good fit. But let me know in the comments what you think. But Alcantara, no contact from Liverpool at the moment. So, if Arsenal did get in there with a bid, they'd have a chance. The only thing I think that would really set Arsenal back is the fact that this guy's just won the Champions League and all the adulation that comes with that. Do you then want to go and play in the Europa League? But money talks. But, I'm just saying that. Another guy that Arsenal are really, really interested in is this guy, Houssem Aouar. Aouar, of course, of Lyon. We saw him as well in the Champions League. He was brilliant. Now, Arsenal really interested in him. It was said that last week they even offered Lyon a deal with Guendouzi going the other way, plus money. But that was turned down by Lyon. They're only interested in money. He was asked lots of questions because they're actually back in action. Imagine that. He was just playing, Champions League a couple of weeks ago, but the French league has started back, and he's back in action. I think they got Dijon this weekend. Asked a lot of questions about transfers, but he's very coy on that, keeping very quiet about the whole thing, not really revealing anything. But it does look like he is going to be on the move before the end of the transfer window. Could it be Arsenal? He would be superb for Arsenal. He's a quality player. As I said, the Guendouzi swap thing ain't going to work, but could he be an Arsenal player? I'm not sure. Big money wanted for him. You know, they want about £50 million. There's no way, I think, in this current market, Arsenal are going to be paying that. And if they did, probably they'd err towards using that money to try and say get a Thomas Partey, who's been their #1 target. But would be a great addition. But let's see how that one pans out. Aouar, definitely a player that I think if he came in, he would excite every Arsenal fan. And what's going to happen with Guendouzi? Still no noise on bids or anything like that coming in for Guendouzi, which is a bit of a surprise. Still, you know, young player, 21, burst into the France squad. Obviously, there's been big issues with him, although when Arteta was asked about Guendouzi yesterday, some interesting quotes on that. He said, what you did 2 weeks ago or 2 years ago doesn't really matter. It's what you're able to contribute to the team now. Everybody is going to have the same opportunities. They'll have to show with their performances and their attitude that they are better than their teammates or somehow contributing to what we want to achieve this season. So that opens it back up for Guendouzi if he gets his attitude right, if he wants to get back in the team. But it does seem that he wants to leave. Does seem that, you know, Arsenal want to cash in on him. Listen, I think, you know, the manager's been very diplomatic there. They want to cash in on Guendouzi. They know Guendouzi would be worth quite a lot of money that they can use towards getting other targets. Again, it's a long transfer. The transfer window doesn't close until October, the start of October. So we can have a lot of this over, even when the games start back. But it'd be interesting to see what happens with Guendouzi. Don't forget, as I said, 40% discount on all boohooMAN items available. The link is in the description for that code. And don't forget, as I said, 500, 750 and £1,000 worth of vouchers being given away in those shows. Look out for them. Bias Premier League show that's out now. Easy question in there. £500, you can get that voucher. So get involved in that. It's the Community Shield tomorrow. I'm actually really looking forward to it. You know what I mean? Even though it's just like the football just stopped and it's back again and there's not been no real break. But listen, I'm just grateful for football right now. I'm really looking forward to it. It's really looking forward to seeing what type of team Arsenal will play because, you know, they ain't really had a lot of game time, Arsenal. You know, Liverpool have had a couple of games. We haven't. So it's going to be really interesting to see. But looking forward to it, and let's see what happens. And hopefully we can get these transfers announced. Come on, hurry up.